Hey all, I'm Anna. I make art and now I make YouTube videos. This is my third video. They are still not the best, but I am getting better. Subscribe to see my video editing skills progression in real time. This is a little project that I created for my husband. I go through all of that in just a minute. It is blurry for the first little bit and a little bit throughout, mostly the talking head stuff. Sorry. On to the video. I'm in the middle of making a thing. I've been married for almost 5 years. We had llamas at our wedding because we got married in Portland, Oregon. They were cute. I very much enjoy the challenge of finding something within the oh, you've been married for 5 years, you should get something made of wood. I think that's fun. Not only does it remind me to get a gift for him, but it also gives me constrained creativity. Have I phoned it in for some years? Yes. This year I'm making something and I don't think that I've made him anything. So anyways, it's me background. Project background. I've been thinking about this since March. Main problem, the workshop is the territory of my husband. So I can't go in and be like, I'm gonna make this thing, because he's in there. But he's gonna be gone the week before. And also, we got a laser cutter. And by God, I mean, he made it. My brother designed it. Anyways, it is now household goods. It's now the group's. It's the group's laser cutter. So, via Makerspace, Makerbox, I don't know, it's a website. Put in dimensions, it gives you a box with little finger grooves, which is easy. And so now I just need to make sure that I have a thing to laser cup on the top of the box to make it unique. I made this little drawing probably a month ago because I was thinking, remember I had llamas. So incorporating, by llamas I mean it was one llama and one alpaca. They were both very cute. I was thinking about making something with their picture on it, but also want to be cute and whatever. These are alpacas, but we didn't have alpacas. We had one llama and one alpaca. So first, I needed to find a reference image for the llama-alpaca pair. I did a perusal of old wedding pictures, which was fun, and found an amazing one for the llama and a very mediocre one for the alpaca. I used those reference pictures and the other illustrations composition and kind of smashed them together. Here I've already sketched everything out and I'm starting in on the line work. I got smart eventually and started using a thicker marker because I needed some weight on these lines. I typically draw relatively small, so microns are my go-to, but I was drawing big for some reason for this project. Probably for the video, to be honest. It's much easier to record when I'm drawing this large. I've been into using Post-its to cover up the parts of drawings I don't like, since I know this is the first iteration anyway, and I'll be bringing it into the computer at some point, so it doesn't matter too much. didn't really love how this marker was working for the line work. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't my favorite. I like this one a lot better. Okay. I don't hate it. This might be a trust the process kind of moment, because this has some weight. This has some weight difference between like light fluff and like smush kiss. So maybe I need to add some weight. It does not work. I got a light. We're gonna use the window as a light box. I switched markers. We have a little bit more varied line weight. We have a more distinct like point to the line. It's nicer. It's nicer. I like half of the illustration that I've been working on. The other half is fighting me. And I think it's probably just like the wrong position. The attentive ears that are perked up versus the ears that are back, I think is what I'm fighting. So I'm going to take my llama illustration with the bow tie, and I'm going to mash that with the original alpaca illustrations that I had. That's going to work. I have a little gap in my recording because I was down to the wire and I still need to get the box cut out and stained and glued before my partner got home. So after combining the illustration and unifying the line work, as well as making edits to the alpaca to more closely match Napoleon, I scanned and live traced it via Adobe Illustrator. With some minor cleanup, we were all set to get lasering. So then, from Maker Case, I grabbed the correct dimensions to perfectly fit into an IKEA Alex drawer, which is the type of office desk drawer that my husband has. Since it's a custom-built CNC laser, I needed to use OpenBuild's CAM to convert my vector file of the illustration and box outline to G-code. Do not recommend. OpenBuild's CAM is finicky. Especially when you're coming from a design file, the dimensions don't translate perfectly. So then you kind of have to fiddle with it within the system, and it's not a great user interface. We have since upgraded our G-code generator to Lightburn, which is so much nicer. At this point, with the file all set, it was time to hook it up to the laser cutter. That's what you're watching now. It is scary and fun. It doesn't have an enclosure, so anyone could fry their eyeballs out, so you have very nice red safety goggles. The illustration, the top of the box illustration, took 5 hours. I was so ready to have this all done. After that, I took it all out. I sanded it all, the edges. It's like any woodworking project, sanding is the worst. I stained it, which, because it's plywood, was mediocre. After that, I glued it all together, and fingers crossed that it would dry in time. This is the final box. Pictures are much better since my handheld camera work is not steady. There are things that I would do next time. One, not use plywood. I think the illustration turned out really great. Thanks for hanging out. I really like how it turned out. My husband also really liked it, and now he uses it to store some stuff in his office, which is cool. If you thought it was fun, like, subscribe, comment, tell me if you would want more lasering content. I now have a laser cutter. I'm so excited and yet so overwhelmed by the amount of things to do with a laser. That lack of constraint for the creativity is what I'm struggling with right now. So Anywho, I have a Patreon. If you want to support my art, that would be great. And get a little snippet of stuff in the mail each month. Otherwise, have a great day. I hope that was not blurry.